Hi, I'm LDS in Medium, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to try to bring religion and spirituality closer together, and this is what this pod is all about. I will talk about my own thoughts and feelings as I am both LDS and have spiritual gifts, something that I've had my whole life, but I always thought that it was hard to combine these gifts with my religion. This has torn me into two directions, and I have talked to many people who feel the same way. I can't choose not to have my spiritual gifts, but I can choose how I use them. And I always want to use them for good and to help others. I believe my heavenly parents gave them to me for a reason. So, this is me. Join my quest for knowledge. 1 Nephi 4. So starting to read the first verses of this chapter, I can feel the strength of Nephi's testimony. I feel the power of his words to his brethren in verses 1 through 3. He had such a strong belief that the Lord would find a means to an end to get the plates. They go back to Jerusalem and he tells his brothers to wait by the wall as he continues on alone. And in verse 6, it says that he was led by the Spirit, not knowing beforehand what he should do. So, imagine being this young boy on the brink of becoming a man, creeping through the streets at night, heading towards the person that once already tried to have him killed. Not having a clue where it will take him, just trusting the Spirit to lead him. How are we being led in our lives today? And do we even take the time to have quiet time so we can listen to the Spirit talking to us, guiding us? How do we expect Him to communicate with us with all the noise in our ears and minds, with all the noise our ears and minds are being bombarded with throughout the day? I came across a message yet again on YouTube that talked about if you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., which I do most every night, and that it is our spirit guides that are trying to reach us at that time because it's quiet and easy. So I have tried to get out of bed, take a pen and a notebook, and just listen and write down what comes to me. To at least try and make an effort to let them communicate with me, and actually take time to listen. And it is interesting what comes through. So Nephi comes to Laban's house, and he finds him there on the ground, all drunk and out of it. And he sees the sword, and you feel how slow everything goes as he has time to reflect on the workmanship. And then the Spirit tells him to slay him. I don't know how many times I've thought that the Lord will help me, and He does, but only gets me the means. I actually have to get through it myself. Nephi was so sure that the Lord would find a way, and He did find a way. He just never in a million years thought it would involve him actually having to kill someone. What in your life have you asked for that didn't happen the way you thought it would, but ended up good in the end? I hope I will say one day that the divorce was that for me. But I'm not at the end yet. I'm still being led by the Spirit. And maybe I will end up in the same kind of situation as Nephi. That my happily ever after is not how the Lord thinks it should be. And will I have the faith to trust in Him? He who knows my soul and sees the whole plan for me instead of my own very limited point of view. I guess I will have to live to find out. Jumping to verse 13 where it says that it is better that one person shall perish than a nation should dwindle and perish in unbelief. Do I trust the Lord? Do I believe that dying is the end? Do I believe in missionary work on the other side? And that Jesus Christ came to earth for us to get a chance to repent and change our lives? Yes, I do. And that makes me think that Laban going to the other side and getting taught about the gospel could actually be a good thing. Or at least that makes me feel better. I don't know. Have you thought about that? Does anything ever happen without a reason? Nephi slays Laban and puts his clothes on and goes into the treasury. And there is Zoram, with the keys. Why was Zoram the one with the keys? Zoram, who it will turn out, would be willing to go with them on the journey without questioning. How long had this plan been set in motion? And why did Nephi ask him to follow him? He might just say he's taking the brass plates to his elder brethren on leave. Zoram might have been alarmed, or he might just have gone to bed. Who knows? But Zoram follows Nephi and ends up joining them. One more interesting thing is how the brain sees what it wants to. Laman and Lemuel sees Laban coming towards them. Zoram also looks at the clothes, and Nephi points out that he spoke with Laban's voice. But when it calls out to them, as it says in verse 29, they heard who it was. This podcast has been an experiment on my behalf. No name, just a voice. I want a meeting between hearts, and someone said once that a voice is what will resonate with meeting your soul tribe, and the voice is going straight to your heart. If you had my name, you would probably Google me and find pictures, and looking at a picture, you will start thinking with your brain. But the voice will resonate with your heart, and I want to resonate with your hearts. So, these are my thoughts reading through chapter 4 with my different perspective glasses on. What are your thoughts on this chapter? I would love to hear them. But until next time, be the light, share the light, spread the light, and shine. This is my journey. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Please download, like, share, and subscribe, and help spread the light and spread the word to expand our community. Let's bring more love, peace, and unity to this world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Always be grateful, kind, and loving. Be brave and remember to step out of your comfort zone and smile. If you support us on Patreon, you will get access to our meditations and extra materials so you can download them as MP3. Also, we now have a Facebook group, which you can access from our Facebook community. Please answer the questions as you apply to participate. It will be a safe haven where we can keep discussing religion and spirituality, our spiritual gifts, and self-development. Remember, one person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.